begin this hour with a midnight deal that stopped a potential rail strike in its tracks. I'm Veronica Dela Cruz. Thank you so much for being with us today for your Thursday edition of Newsy Live. A short time ago, President Biden met with railway negotiators in the Oval Office. Then he delivered public remarks on the deal his administration brokered between the rail companies and unions representing more than 50,000 conductors and engineers. The deal will keep union members on the job with an immediate back pay going back to 2020, contractual raises over 5 years, and then cash bonuses of $1,000 a year. Congressional correspondent Stephanie Lieberman joining us now live from Union Station there in Washington, D.C. So, Stephanie, it seems as though a crisis has been averted here. What's been the reaction so far this morning?
Hey, good afternoon, Veronica. I think relief is the only way that you can describe it with this deal, this overnight deal that was struck, averting a strike tomorrow morning. As you said, President Biden just spoke about this within the last hour. And in his statement, he emphasized that this deal is not only good for the workers and the railroads, but it's good for the entire country.
To the American people, this agreement can avert the significant damage that any shutdown would have brought. Our nation's rail system is the backbone of our supply chain. Everything you rely on, and it's hard to realize this, from everything from clean water to food to gas to everyday, liquefied natural gas to everything, every good that you need seems to end up on a rail getting delivered to where it needs to go.
Now, President Biden and Secretary Walsh thank both sides, the unions and the railroads, for continuing to stay at the negotiating table and not giving up. The union presidents, two of which were involved in the talks last night, they actually thanked Congress for not getting involved. Railway workers are subject to a different set of labor rules than everyone else, which gives Congress some power to help solve disputes like this, but Congress stayed out of it. The union leaders definitely grateful for that they were able to work it out on their own with the railroads, of course, with a big helping hand from the Biden administration as well.
And Stephanie, not millions, but billions of people in America use the railway system. I know you're there at Union Station in Washington, D.C., which I can imagine is pretty busy right now. I know these negotiations have been ongoing now for months. What happened exactly? What was the deciding factor that got both sides on board in this deal?
So the sticking point, well, you hear the bullet points of this deal. A lot of people focus on the pay raises that these workers are going to get. But that wasn't the sticking point for them. For the union members, the issue was the railroad's attendance policy and their quality of life issues. So this deal that was struck overnight will allow railway workers to take unpaid time off in order to go have a doctor's appointment without being penalized by the railway's attendance policy. That was a big sticking point of this attendance policy that changed earlier this year. So two of the three unions that were involved in these overnight negotiations put out a statement earlier today and said, for the first time ever, the agreement provides our members with the ability to take time away from work to attend to routine and preventative medical care, as well as exemptions from attendance policies for hospitalizations and surgical procedures. So again, the attendance policy changed just earlier this year, even though these negotiations have been going on for this contract dispute actually for years. But the attendance policy, a key sticking point for some union members and something that was a big change overnight that the railroads themselves became willing to agree to.
And we've heard of so many employees in America looking for that work-life balance, especially after the pandemic. Stephanie Lieberman reporting live from Union Station there in Washington, D.C. Stephanie, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed on this.